Hello. Good. Okay, I'm sorry, hang on. There's just a lot more people. It looks different from up here than sitting down. Sorry, just give me a sec. All right. Change. Okay, restart, hang on. Change. Change is a part of growth. In other words, in order for you to grow, there must be change. Now, change doesn't necessarily have to be something big like personality. And it also doesn't have to be a permanent change. And what I mean from this is changing the way you act when around certain people, putting up a front. But in my case, it just so happens to be personality. So I used to be shy and insecure. I know, hard to believe, right? It's fine. Some might agree with me, some won't. Those that won't are probably only remembering me from my most recent years, AKA my high school years. So I'm about to fill you in on how I've changed through some short stories. So let's start with my confidence, huh? Sorry about that. I didn't want to do and or try certain things because I was afraid of getting judged. I just didn't have that much confidence in myself. I used to be that kid while everyone else was playing soccer on one end of the field. I would be on the other end kicking in the wood chips, talking to myself or my shadow, Steve. So this had a lot to do with me as a person, but it also had to do with other people in my life. I'm not gonna lie, there were a lot of people I let bring me down to a lower potential in my sports and social life. And there's a point I got beaten down so much, I just said, screw it. I don't care what these people say anymore. I don't care what they think of me or how Miss Knott thinks of me or anyone. So I'm not up here to give you a sob story of how I got picked on. No, I'm here to tell you I've changed. So here's a transformation of how I've changed, right? There's the shy and insecure me. Ready? Bam. So those of you that don't know what that upside down U symbol is on the right, it's Lululemon. It is a clothing brand. So one day, let me explain. One day I saw my dad wearing it. I'm like, Dad, don't a lot of women wear that? Isn't that right? And he goes, he's like, oh, wait, no, Anush, I went in the store and I saw there's a men's section. You can try them. I was like, okay, you make yourself believe that. I go in, turn to my left. Men's section right there. So I try on some clothes, I like it, and then I start going, oh, people wear this, not a lot of guys, I'm gonna get judged. But I'm like, oh wait, I don't care anymore. So I start wearing it, and I start wearing the stuff, and yeah, and I'm not one of those people that does certain things on purpose so I can purposely get haters or look like I got haters and people hate on me. No, I wore this clothing because I love it, and most of you probably know me as a person that has a crave for this brand. And most of you probably can tell that from my Snapchat stories. So along with my confidence comes my aggressiveness. I will admit I am aggressive. Here's something most of you would never believe even after I told you. I used to be submissive. In other words, I used to not be an aggressive person. I know, even harder to believe, right? But I'd like to thank my dad on this for introducing me to the aggressive life. He is part of the reason. He always tells me this story of how he is Sikh. So if I'm about to dumb it down for you, those you don't know what a Sikh is. If you haven't seen the movie 300, it's basically about a bunch of Spartans, 300 exactly, if you didn't know. It's warriors called the Spartans fighting for their territory. And yeah, but basically they raised the firstborn son to be a warrior. Obviously, that's not me, that was Roman times. I don't have a spear, spray on abs. I'm not screaming at the sky. And so I'm just giving you aggressive Sikh history there, that's based off of. What's weird though is I didn't want to be an aggressive person. I was a nice kid, way too nice though. But again, I learned the hard way that you can't be nice all the time. You have to be a little aggressive. Now I understand my aggressiveness comes across a little differently than others. I'm sorry, I guess. I don't know. But don't get fooled. I still have that nice, sweet side of me, which I got from my mom right up there. She's a sweetheart, just a sweetheart. But last thing on how I've changed is my openness and honesty. So I was way too closed off from others. I didn't want to associate with other people besides myself. I know, extremely hard to believe because I'm very social now. And I decided to change and surround myself with people that I actually like and care about and get the same positive feedback in return. That went well for a while, but then they all left. And that's when I realized people change when they feel like and have no sympathy for those that don't. You know what I say? That's lame. 2 thumbs down. I hate that. People change at different rates, and that is respectable. I just happen to be a little slower than others. So sometimes, though, I think I'm too open and honest, and that can get me into trouble. Let me explain. I take things to their literal meaning sometimes. Y'all probably heard of the phrase thinking out loud. Yeah, I literally think out loud. It's bad. It's gotten to the point now where it's like, oh, what's he gonna say next? Oh, and now it's just like, oh, what's he gonna say next? Oh my God. So I was in English class, my great friend, Mr. Renshaw. I think we're friends, I'm not sure. But he was okay, I'm saying the short version. He was telling us, he's known for dramatic stories. He was telling us all his senior classes he had that week of graduation and how it's hard to say goodbye, you know, because we're probably never going to see each other again, most of us. So some, not all, but some we start hating each other even when we've grown up because it's easier to say goodbye. And it's harder to say goodbye to the ones we love, so we just start hating each other. And everyone in the room's like this, and just dead quiet. And it's a big round table, so I'm right in front of him, and I'm just looking around like this. And then I decide to say the dumbest thing. I do this, I just say, was that a poem, Mr. Renshaw? That was so beautiful. I love the poetic flow. That was nice. I love how it flowed together. And everyone was, like I said, went, oh my God, you ruined the moment. Oh my God. Mr. Renshaw, I didn't care about that. I just saw this, and his eyes turned red. And I was like, I have unleashed the beast. He said, Anush, let me explain something. I'm known for these stories, but if you ever do that again, I will throw you out my classroom. And again, I took that to the literal meaning. I thought he was going to grab me and throw me out of his classroom right there and then. But yeah, I'm known for ruining dramatic and emotional stories, so yeah. I'd like to take this time to end my speech and to thank you for 2 most important people that came to my speech today, my mom and dad. Dad, thanks for everything. Mom, thanks for everything. Dad, thank you for pushing me to excellence and teaching me to pick myself up when I'm down. Mom, thanks for support, homework, and backpack, lunchbox. Get along compliments on that every day. And most importantly, I'd like to thank the people in my short stories. Not this last one, the other ones. Not this last one. The other ones, like the people, I like to thank you for making me a more mature person. Thanks for turning your back on me. Thanks for talking behind my back and making me look bad. Thanks for insulting me. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be the person I am today, who I very much enjoy being. So thank you.